CFM Radio.
It's that time again.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CFM Radio, video game music and news with your hosts Vector and Drix. How's it going, Vector?
It's going great, Drix. As you can see, we are answering the Call of Duty in Battlefield 6 on we've got going right now, and we are back with a valorous theme on our regularly scheduled night. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Drix, how was your whole week? There was a whole week, Drix, of nothing that really went on aside from the Sony State of Play.
Yeah, I mean, news-wise, that's about it for games. But, despite our best efforts, stuff keeps happening. I picked up the song you're hearing right now, the main title from Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2 for the
Beautiful
PS1 and 64. Figured that'd be a nice way to open up the night as far as new music goes. But yeah, absolutely ready to talk Sony State of Play, as well as our the second episode in our mini-series of a subject I'd rather avoid, but gotta be a good journalist. It's Epstein in gaming.
Epstein in gaming, part 2, Microsoft and Xbox. And in this one, we're going to cut through the fat, because when you could go through. I'm encouraging everybody, just go to the Epstein files and look up Xbox, and you'll see a bunch of stuff, and you'll see everything from receipts to the infamous ban email, where he banned from Xbox Live. So
they dropped the hammer on him.
They did. So it's very interesting, but we're gonna cut to the meat of the I guess you could say the influence, because as usual, as we saw in our part 1, which was before our CFM awards last week, 2 weeks ago, let's say. We had Epstein talking with experts, think tank experts, people who have worked as white hat hackers and very influential people in the tech, medical, and finance field, about subverting the education system utilizing video games, big guns, and big boobs.
Yeah. What stocks to buy and when, right?
Indeed. But you know what, Drix? Aside from all of that crazy stuff, I gotta say, we have a lot of good stuff in the gaming world to look forward to. Really quick, I wanted to make a really fast remark on the state of PC gaming right now. If you are thinking about upgrading, or if you have not upgraded in a while, I will confidently say it is your last chance to do so. You will be facing terrible headwinds in the coming months as far as not just RAM prices, but availability of things such as CPUs, GPUs, and even peripherals such as mice and cases. Because while you may not think, wow, but my mouse, my case, these things, what's going on? What's up with that? As we get tighter and tighter into this RAM shortage, we are going to see it's not that they're going to go away because the RAM is in the mouse. Not really. It's going to be more like they're going to go away because there's not going to be very much home computing demand for these peripherals. So get them while they're hot. Grab, if you haven't done anything to improve.
Yeah, now would be a good time. They're still working towards their sales goals as far as millions of PS5s are concerned.
Yes, millions of PS5s are absolutely out there. Xbox, we documented well here, throwing in the white towel, or throwing up the white flag when it comes to their hardware. And
yeah, just about. New Sega, here we come.
Yeah, and we will I will say that mainly, I'm not trying to be so like a negative Nancy in this way, but honestly, if you do want to game, seriously, you want to game, because it's not like these publishers, developers, and even Sony and Nintendo themselves, it's not like they're going to start pumping up specs at this point. No, everybody's got to kind of reel things back in order to bring it a little bit to a more manageable position. So if you haven't gotten in on gaming, now is the time, and the window is shrinking. We are not going to see hardware prices go down as they historically have. We will only see them go up at this point. So get it now. And if you haven't, I would not suggest signing up for something such as GeForce Now. I would not suggest signing up for any sort of game streaming.
Yeah. We're going to need the RAM for that, won't we?
Yeah, I would not suggest going into any sort of idea like that. So if you are interested in gaming, we are at a point where consoles will become and this is contrary to a lot of punditry that you'll hear on the gaming side from like mainstream gaming. Oh, PC golden age, new PC golden age. I hard disagree. I do believe I do believe that this PC I do believe we're going to have a PC golden year.
We're get in or stay out.
Yeah, this year is going to be a golden year where there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out on PC, but I will firmly say that the future is on the console, because we have Sony, not just Sony, you also have Nintendo out here saying, "Hey, we have our contracts for these consoles locked for the next like 5 years."
Yeah, right. Those will be in play and remain in play until those contracts expire.
Yeah. So it's true. Like the one major update that was big, and it comes right into this, what we're talking about, is the fact that Drix, AMD on their press conference said that Valve is going to release their Steam machine early 2026, which had prompted Valve to release a statement saying that their Steam machine, the price is still unknown due to RAM issues.
Yeah, so could see some fall or rise there as far as the Steam machine is concerned.
Drix, I think we just have to be real with it. We'll go to break after this, but Drix, I think we just got to be real. Are you prepared, and are listeners at home prepared to pay $1,000 for a Steam machine?
Ooh, yeah, I hope it doesn't come to that, because I'm certainly not.
Drix,
I don't think anybody I know is.
Drix, it's a 500 gigabyte model or a 2 terabyte model. That 500 gigabyte model is going to be like $700.
Yeah, and you're going to want that space where you're going.
Yeah.
I know personally my Steam library is pretty vast, and others might even be even larger.
Hey, it depends on how many Humble Bundles you got. Depends on how many of those Steam sales you've jumped on. There's a lot going.
Your game's retro or modern.
Yeah, there's a lot of games on Steam, and it doesn't really matter how packed or how powerful that Steam machine is at this point. Fact of the matter is, the Steam Deck is the next restock is TBD. So we don't even know when we're gonna get Steam Decks again. And so everything is on the Steam machine. I think they're already sold out too. Like the pre-orders are already sold out. As per usual, it's Valve. So yeah, actually deliver, because you can't rely on any of these announcements or any of this hardware to be there when you need it. If you want it on the day one, you're not going to be able to go into a store and pick up a Steam machine. You're not going to be able to go into a store and pick up a Steam Deck. You probably won't even be able to go into a store like you can right now and pick up a MetaQuest. You probably won't be able to pick up a Steam Frame.
Yeah, so all those nice little peripherals and other additional bits of hardware, those are fun little ideas, but when it comes down to how available they will be for players, that question remains unanswered.
And as Steve from Gamers Nexus said on his show, look, if you're mad at the the big tech AI guys that are doing this to you and that are totally screwing you, I don't think you're mad enough. Like, we're getting to a point where these things will just simply be unavailable to you and I.
I know we love gaming, but stay mad, gamers.
Yeah, stay mad, because at this point, you're not mad enough. Like,
yeah, look at what they've taken from us.
In the name of a weird picture and shitty sounding music.
Don't want and won't use.
Yeah. Increasingly shown that users do not want it and do not use it, in as said by Dell at CES 2026. So
yeah, I don't need my where winds meet NPCs to be individual chatbots,
Yeah, don't need that. But we're moving into a little bit of high octane territory here, so we're gonna take a break, and then we will talk Sony State of Play. But Drix, what is this that we're listening to right now?
This one goes out to the the real Lord and Savior Akira Toriyama, because this is from Dr. Slump for the PS1's the title screen song.
Dr. Slump, PS1. Check that title screen. We'll be back.
CFM Radio.
Good morning, it's afternoon, you're doing the same shit. It's boring, a lame excuse, I've gotten used to it. Good morning, it's afternoon, you're doing the same shit. It's boring, a lame excuse, I've gotten used to it. Why can't I just stand the way you act to barely care? I'm so goddamn tired all the time, yo, and I'm not even awake. I'm sleeping in too late, past the morning every day. Oh hey, it's me again, I'm doing the same shit. Why can't I just do what I say I want to? Do what I tell myself that I want. Why can't I just pay attention? Why can't I just flip that switch? Why can't I just change direction? Why can't I get over this? I'm so goddamn tired all the time, and I'm not even awake. I'm sleeping in too late, past the morning every day. So goddamn tired all the time, and I'm not even awake. I'm sleeping in past eight in the evening.
Clusterfuck Media.
CFM Radio, we are back.
We are back and live as we are on Wednesday evenings. If you tuned in to the CFM Awards show, you'd hear me go on a bit about Unbeatable, a rhythm game where you're in a band and music is illegal. So that was another one of my favorite tracks off of that OST called Sleeping In.
And hell yeah, am I goddamn tired all the time.
Yep. Sleeping In.
And now, even
You
though
know what we're not sleeping on.
the PlayStation or Sony state of play, because even though you are seeing Skate Story, this beautiful game, I think we are going to transition into the state of play. And you know what, Drix? I just gotta say, coming off this state of play, holy guacamole, am I right? So many games.
Yeah, so much good stuff. Something for everyone. You got lots of big new IPs coming out and big heavy hitting AAA kind of titles. And also a good amount of classics and returning favorites. I gotta say, like things that I did not think I would ever pop up again. They're showing their cute little faces, and we're gonna get to play them in the next year or two here.
And you know what, Drix? One of the cool things that I saw that isn't so cute, but is old school, is the God of War trilogy remake.
Yeah, taking it back to real action god slaying Kratos over here, you know?
And you know what, Drix? I gotta say, one of the themes, I'm gonna use this as the vehicle for this, for Metal Gear Solid, for all of those games that we're getting today, that were quote unquote trapped on the PS3.
Yeah, no, I am absolutely excited to play Metal Gear Solid 4, actually for like the first time, or I think I played it at a friend's
Oh
house
wow!
for not more than like an hour, but yeah, I never even dug into that
Oh
one.
my
so-
god, that's my favorite
Yeah,
one.
no, I'm excited, yeah,
Yeah.
to see old kid Snake out there crawling around in geriatric ways.
And again, completely floored that we're gonna get the God of War trilogy remake. All these games are great. All these games are fantastic. They're still good to this day. It's with the full they're in their full glory in HD with the original voice acting and all of that content. Drix, I don't know if anybody remembers these old school God of War games, but you had so many unlockables, hit secrets,
Yup.
like
love
the levels were huge. Like
in games.
it was such an
Yeah,
awesome.
I find it I think it'd be hard to imagine somebody who's out there still using a PS2 and doesn't have a copy of one of these games.
Just
if
one,
not all
yeah.
three.
Yeah, seriously. Like God of War collection gonna be great. 1, 2, and 3 should be an incredible addition. But this was one that said caught your eye, Drix, and this is Crimson Moon.
Yeah, throwing up some Metal Gear music right now, actually.
Oh, hell yeah. But yes, this is Crimson Moon, another interesting one that I thought. And what caught your eye about this one, Drix?
You know, there seems to be a few like third-person kind of action romps coming our way fairly soon, but this one really stood out as being highly stylized. You know, if you've tuned into enough CFM radio, you kind of know I'm about, you know, games with style, baby, because style over everything. So
Yes.
while you might see a lot of similar mechanics, you know, dodge rolling and like melee attacks and stuff, maybe even some cool abilities, this one really had like the look, the feel, the blood, the gore, you know. You got your tanky Dark Souls suits of armor, and yeah, some of the other ones looked pretty good, but this one I think just had like, you know, medieval gothic aesthetic to go along with the action, and some dramatic storytelling, you know, half human, half angel. I mean, who doesn't love a little hybrid mixed breed like that, just going around and wreaking up havoc? Reminds me of like a Devil May Cry or something.
Hell yeah. And that is Crimson Moon. Definitely looks cool. It looks like an awesome multiplayer game too.
Yeah, surprising, you know, there's a few of them that seem like they have these, like you're playing a single player game, but like you are online and you can like interact with other people, and that's, I think they're walking a pretty nice line here so far, given, you know, these aren't out yet. We haven't played any of them. There's no like demos available.
Right.
But you know, maybe we're seeing some waves from like arc raiders, you know, people just taking that a little step further. The one that did that to me actually was For Loop, because I really think that was like a sort of a next incarnation of this, like, you know, always online game where you're kind of taking different paths, missions, levels, fighting aliens, and you know, doing a proper online live service like PvE experience.
Yeah, For Loop absolutely looks like they're more PvE or co-op, like, I guess, streamlined experience, because like if your co-op hardcore experience is Helldivers, right? Because that's got like the friendly fire and the crazy like against all odds combat, and
Yeah.
you've got
Boy, do I need to get into that one.
yeah, and then you've got For Loop, which looks like it's more, like I said, streamlined and more like true co-op. No, not a lot of like things to interrupt you and your buddies from kicking ass. But the one that
I like the idea of taking like different paths in the same
Yeah.
overarching mission too, and it sounds like it's always going to be a unique experience.
Exactly, and that's what I really liked about it too. And you know, we're bringing up Arc Raiders because the one thing that is directly competing with it, I'm gonna definitely jump into the server slam at the end of the month, but it is Marathon. And you know what, Drix? Here's the thing. I hadn't been like a huge proponent of these extraction shooters. Like I liked a couple of them. I'm not like, I wasn't hardcore enough for Tarkov. I kind of liked the cycle, but like I said, Arc Raiders really got me. And you know what? The more stylized look of this one to it, because man, first of all, Bungie gunplay is always going to be good, and second of all, this one looks, Marathon in its current incarnation looks like that. It has that aesthetic that these retro, modern game devs try to do, where it's like everything kind of looks pixelated, but it's just blocky, and it's really bright and dark at the same time. Like,
Yeah, this game is really giving me hope for a colorful future. The way these things are all just bright and sticking out. And again, style over everything.
Yeah, style over everything.
You can at a glance, like in any environment, like tell like you're looking at a specific game. You
Yeah.
know?
So, and as someone who's been playing a lot of Arc Raiders, I definitely want to see if Marathon can pull me away from it, because I like. Here's the thing, I'm all about game feel. So if the game plays good and and the fantasy fits perfectly, then that's what's gonna win me over. So
Yeah.
I love
It's like a harmonious engagement there.
I love Arc Raiders because of that reason, and because it has that awesome feel of fantasy meets mechanics in a fun, compelling way. And I'm just hoping that this techno robo style of Marathon, I hope there is substance behind this sweet slick style. I hope it's not just all visual and just with solid Bungie gunplay, right?
Yeah, it's been a while since we had a good Halo game, and
Yeah.
ever since Destiny 2, it's like, come on, Bungie, what have you done for me lately? But yeah, we've been on a hype train for this one for a while, so I guess all we can say is we hope it meets the hype when we actually get our hands on Marathon.
And Drix, the other multiplayer one that you were looking at, that you were telling me, was this one, Yako Shinobi Ops.
Yeah, this really caught my eye, especially because they mentioned in the state of play that these developers have a ninja ancestry dating all the way back to the Tenchu games.
Haha.
So, like the PlayStation 1, near and dear. But yeah, I played a good bit of Tenchu and had a really good time doing all that cool ninja stuff. The ninja is like a great way to take on like a stealth game. But what really sticks out and appeals to me about Yako is they seem to be blending isometric camera angles with like up close action and like executions and stuff. So I love how you're walking around in the trailer and you kind of have your like cone of vision, which seems very important for a ninja, doing a stealth. But at the same time, you can just run up on people, get close, and like slit their throats and have all the ninja fun you want. But I'm really excited to see like a sort of spiritual successor to Tenchu, finally, and by the same developers.
It definitely looks cool. I will admit, I didn't take a good look at it the first time I was looking at the state of play, and then I saw the trailer again when you suggested it, and I was like, damn, all right, I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, no, it's ninja time.
Oh, absolutely. And finally, the thing that I'm going to jump into, well, before I get to that, I want to jump into my honorable mentions. Can't wait for Saros. Game looks incredible. I loved Returnal, one of my favorite roguelites I've ever played. Probably one of the coolest stories and story deliveries in a game, especially a game like it. You would never think.
You're always recommending that one for the haptic feedback as well.
Yeah, and you would never think that that game would have so much packed into it, but it really is a compelling play, and I can't wait for Saros. Same people. It's pretty much Returnal 2. Return to Returnal. Can't wait.
Really Dune vibes too, that one.
Yeah, very big Doom vibe. So
the
can't
story and setting and the way the armor looks on the characters and stuff.
Can't wait for that one. Can't wait for Resident Evil. Of course, Resident Evil looking great.
For the Silent Hill protagonist, that's gonna be
indeed. Hey, you know what?
And
Second
my other
time.
yeah. My other little honorable mentions are also the new Castlevania coming out. That's
Yes.
going to be sweet. It's about time we got a good side-scrolling, like, actual Konami Castlevania. And the one game, Mina. That one looks
Yeah.
straight up like, Link's Awakening. for the
Link's
Game Boy
Awakening,
Color.
yep.
Like, Oracle of Ages and Seasons. So I think that demo is actually going to be out coming, like, today. I can probably go try that out tonight, actually. But yeah,
Nice.
Being the retro enthusiast that
Tell
I
us
am,
about it next
I'm also
week.
excited to check out Mina.
And what we'll close off our state of play recap with is this one. This one, the more I see about this Drix, the more I can't wait. It is Star Wars Galactic Racer. Like,
Yeah, we need a good, wacky, good time, multiplayer, maybe even couch co-op. Star Wars racing game,
Because, okay, I didn't realize the first time I saw this when it was teased that the game would look like this, like this looks sick. Like, so many different kinds of racers. Like, you could do the speeder bikes. You could do these land speeder types. You could do the fucking the desert jet speeders like Luke had. You could even do the classic pod racer. There's so many types of vehicles, and the the walkable hub. There's gonna be clearly some sort of narrative, like a story focused narrative. Like it's good. Drix, I'm waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I keep looking at these footage of this game, and I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? And it just doesn't look like it does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but this is definitely something I want from the Star Wars franchise. Because, like, growing up as a kid, like, having the, Legos and toys of just all the cool vehicles and stuff, it really takes another step farther beyond, like, Episode 1 pod racing and stuff. And maybe, who knows, we could get the opportunity to make the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs.
Hey, you know what? They did it in that Han Solo movie. I'm sure that you'll be able to... what I'm hoping, honestly, is you get to build your own car.
Yeah, no, some customization would really, really put this over the top.
Really put this one over the top. But that was the Sony State of Play. A lot of good stuff. And, again, quick honorable mentions to Avowed, which is already out, PS5 edition. Quick shout out to Legacy of Kain, remastered.
Yeah, that was another surprise. It's like, oh, long time coming. It's about time we got another Legacy of Kain installment.
Yes.
And shoot, the other one for me, since we were talking a bit of stealth games, was the Darwin Paradox.
Yes, the Darwin Paradox.
That looks like a silly good time. Of
Yes.
course, I want to do some stealth action as a silly little octopus guy.
And indeed. So, Sony State of Play, we're going to roll right into our new releases for the week. Because this is all stuff that's coming out way in the future. We're going to try to tell you stuff.
Some of them even 2027.
Some of this stuff we want to tell you the stuff that you're going to be able to buy either today or tomorrow. And Drix, here it is. The first thing we've got is... Oh man, hold on. Whoops, I've totally forgot to put... Oh no, didn't I? Yeah, I totally forgot to put it on there. Give me 1 second because we've got... Skate Bum.
Yeah. I mean, because Skate Story was one of my CFM award picks for last year. I'm a sucker for a good skateboarding game. But in this instance, we're side-scrolling and skating.
We're side-scrolling skating. And this is Skate Bums from the Nintendo eShop. Quote, Lux has no time for bullies. To take down the skate bums who dominate Beluga City, she'll have to jump into an epic journey from a total newbie to legendary skater. Navigate through hostile turf in quick, intense sessions, taking down skate bums one by one. But beware, they don't play fair. To rise to the top, you'll need to master your environment, outsmart your rivals, and shred through gnarly multi-layered levels with undeniable style. And Skate Bums releases tomorrow, Thursday, February 19th, exclusively on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2.
Yep, skate bums beware. It's time to shred the gnar.
Shred the gnar and get your asses out of there.
Yep. Don't be bullied.
And we've only got one other one release popping up. But Drix, this is the next installment in a long-standing cult classic franchise. It is Styx, Blades of Greed.
Yeah, everybody's favorite stealth goblin is back. I remember playing this one a bit on my my PS4 actually.
Yeah, right. I remember playing Styx on the almost 10 years ago, nearly a decade ago, on my laptop.
Yes.
But here it is from the Steam page. Quote: "The Master of Stealth is back. Explore the dizzying heights of the Izarian continent and cunningly eliminate your enemies. Thanks to your quartz powers, you are freer than ever. Be creative. Never has it felt so good to be greedy." And this one also releases tomorrow, February 19th, for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series consoles. That's Styx, Blades of Greed.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, gamers. Not only talking State of Play tonight, but of course, as always, we've got new releases that you can play as early as this weekend.
And you know what? They're both pretty low key, but again, Styx, cult classic franchise. Last time I played a Styx game was a long time ago, but they keep pumping these bad boys out. And you know what? If you're not into that and you want something totally different, you got Skate Bums.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Little retro style, little something new from a likable character in the form of a green goblin guy.
Next, we are going to jump into Epstein in gaming, but first, let's march to this beat. Drakes, what are we listening to?
We are listening to another title theme from Asterix and Obelix for the Super Nintendo.
Asterix and Obelix are buddies from across the pond. CFM Radio.
CFM Radio.
We'll be back.
Heave ho, off I go on a ship to waters unknown. Do you see this? My dream adventures coming true. For as long as I remember, it's all I've longed to do. Never been just the same old thing, same routine, over and over again. I could hear destiny calling to me. Where could I go? Who could I turn to? How could I break free?
I was just trying to do what's best for you, Noah. That's right, try to see it from his point of view. Take us away, winning our sails, we'll go anywhere. You got the captain on your side, so come with me. Who knows what dangers may be lurking on the way. But the sea is big, the world is ours, and that is how it ought to be. Look around you, kid. Waters unknown as far as the eye can see.
Waters unknown?
Damn right! To waters unknown! Heave-ho, off we go. On a ship to waters unknown. Welcome aboard, there's no stopping us now that we're chasing after our dreams. Take the helm and take heart. Take your fill and take care. We'll be rich as we can be, just as long as we believe, and we'll always believe. Heave-ho, up we go, on our ship to waters unknown. Out on the sea, we can be anything, anyone, any way we want to be. To the brighter days ahead, to the me I've yet to meet. Heave away, heave away, heave away. Goromaru full speed ahead. Heave away. Yar!
CFM.
CFM Radio, we are back.
We are back, and that song was featuring the vocal stylings of Matt Mercer, by the way, as he was Goro Majima in Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza.
Pirate Yakuza.
Yakuza Hawaii. That was called Song of Departure, Journey to the New World.
And you know, Drix, it is crazy that Matt Mercer has become so ubiquitous, so famous in the world of voiceover work that this man is in a Yakuza game.
Yeah, absolutely. Old Ryuga Gotoku Studios. They knew who to call, because you were telling me once before, when he gets into a role, man, he gets into it.
He does. And you know what? People, you can say what you want about Matt Mercer. He's not my favorite voice actor or anything like that. But you know what, man? He does a good job.
Yeah, no, I absolutely am a fan of his work as the dungeon master in the Dungeons and Dragons pinball game. You know, so if the room isn't loud with a sports game on, then yeah, I love hearing him, DM for me as I'm flipping balls.
Absolutely. But you know what, Drix? Unfortunately, we have to flip balls of a different kind because...
Yeah, I hope the Goromaru wasn't shoving off to Little St. James Island,
Yeah, because once again, it is Epstein in gaming.
Yeah, how did things get this bad?
You know, Drix, one could say a lot about Epstein in gaming.
Yeah.
And
everything else, just in gaming.
yeah, and not just, but I think with part 2, as I said earlier, you could look up Xbox and see a lot. You see a lot of innocuous things. I have the I'm downstairs with the Xbox. The kids got an Xbox for Christmas. It's crazy that they can set it up themselves. Oh. Listen.
Bruh.
I'm confused. Should I even get the new Xbox? The kid says he wants an Xbox. Is there a difference? A lot of innocuous back and forth. But
yeah,
you'll eventually stumble across one of the following entries from and I just cropped out the main thing right here, the main text, from one Steve Sinofsky of Microsoft. And he has been a very interesting fellow in the Epstein files simply because of Epstein's out of Microsoft around the 2010s, 2011, 2010 era. But this is from 2013. Quote, at all the meetings and sessions with people, Steve was asked directly or obliquely how this was different than the org style used in Windows. Oh, the guys from finance perspective say proxy imminent and stock goes to 40 by 8:15. According to a guy who is on Bloomberg all the time talking about this, they asked for a board seat and were declined. The organization's starting to feel like a poison pill to them since they were leading with selling off Xbox, which is not split in two groups. Lots of very specific focus on overseas cash coming from shareholders too. Wild. So, this is all back in 2013. Drix, and we have evidence that even as early as back then, we all know that Xbox never sold for a profit, and they never really broke even when push came to shove, because they would always get caught up to by PlayStation or eventually overshadowed by them, and they never really had a chance against the Wii. So,
Nope.
when we know now from this right here, right after Steve Sinofsky has left the building under his quote-unquote one strategy, that's what they're talking about, the org style used in Windows, it was called the one strategy. Funny enough, what was the Xbox at that time? The Xbox One.
Yeah.
So, we know now they were never very fond of Xbox. And this goes, when we shoot to the future, it goes all the way into where, oh, well, here's Phil Spencer saying, hey, guys, it's a business. We got to make money.
Yeah. Grow the industry, am I right?
Grow the industry. But, Drix, at the same time, it kind of doesn't add up, because we have this one right here. This entry right here. With from 2013, as you can see at the top right there, 2013. And this is from Epstein, or this is to Epstein from an individual named Brian. And they are following up with this right here. I appreciate you speaking to Bill. I personally feel that Microsoft will make a great partner, and with so much new product coming out from Xbox One, Windows 8, Bing, Office, etc., it will be great for them. A lot of the fan base is the core consumer. I will have Sokol follow up with Bill on this. So, Epstein was playing both sides, Drix.
No, you don't say.
You don't say. I understand. You don't say. He's telling Steve Sinofsky on one side, and then he's getting the real scoop. Hey, this shit's about to go down. It's about to drop like a rock. This whole thing's gonna go to shit without me. And here, Mr. Brian saying, hey, you know what? I think Microsoft would be great, right? Be sweet. So
yeah.
So
Classic blatant behavior.
Everyone knew that this was already handled, and the damage, whatever this fallout might be, it was completely controlled within Microsoft. Microsoft was a totally controlled entity. Xbox was pretty much allowed to do whatever it did with relative impunity. That's why during this Xbox One era things felt so constrained, because everything was being torn in a million different ways. And so, because some people had the real scoop, other people like Brian here were saying, oh no, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Just lie and then double down on it and then lie again.
And then, but you know what, Drix? All of this can be deduced, right? You could always say, well, like you said, you don't say Epstein playing both sides of this coin, whatever, right? Who cares?
Yeah.
Let me show
None
you.
of it's gonna make sense.
Let me show you just how much sway that this guy had with the next entry we have right now. This one is from 2012, the year prior, and this is from one Dave Gallo, or being forwarded from Dave Gallo to Jeffrey Epstein. And he's talking about how he led the last Titanic expedition. And I'll just read it here. Dear blank, I'm writing in hopes that you could pass this email on to Jeffrey Epstein. I've never met Jeff, but many people have told me that I should. As you know, I'm not the most social Ted-ite. Now that I've handed my Ted badge for my Worman scarf, well, who knows? Here's the issue. I led the last Titanic expedition. The results were spectacular. even beyond what I thought they could be. There are great opportunities. Searching, I didn't see any sort of Titanic experience being developed for the Xbox One.
Yeah. Where is the Titanic game?
Where's the Titanic game, right? Where is it? Where is the Titanic Xbox game?
Is it in Vegas now or something?
Yeah, right. So I didn't see anything like that, but you can see that the palms of Microsoft were greased. Xbox was always in the back pocket and under the microscope of Jeffrey Epstein through the proxy of one Steve Sinofsky. And he was even being, if you look deeper, there are even probes as to him, as to correspondence with Epstein and hardware developers whose names are redacted for what would be the Xbox Series consoles.
Yeah. No, they were talking way ahead of time.
So, when it comes to the gaming industry, it was, and the, let's say, the dark money, it was always in the West, baby. There's nothing like PlayStations or anything like this. Like,
Yeah.
it's all EA and Microsoft Xbox.
Yeah. Wow. And this is you know, a cool decade before EA became like a Saudi company too.
Yeah, and so with that, I do believe we will wind the show down, and that was just a little bit of what we've got cooking as far as Epstein in gaming, because next week we have a little bit of a preview for you, because when you look into keywords such as video game or Bobby Kotick or Electronic Arts or EA or Microsoft or Xbox or Blizzard Entertainment, you will eventually come back to an interesting name. And I will put it on screen. The Clearstone Online Gaming Fund.
Ooh. Yeah, more like Conspiracy Stone Online Gaming Fund.
But is it, Drix? Is it?
What even is that?
So, all we know right now, as far as Epstein in gaming, is that his influence, it wasn't even really that big. There was a lot of idea guys. And he was just throwing money wherever he could, whatever he thought was a good idea.
Blatant away.
So, whether it be subverting education, whether it be Titanic on the Xbox.
Speaking of Titanic, we're listening to Waterworld for the Super Nintendo.
And not just because of the nautical vibes, but also the creepy vibes. But now, episode 3, part 3 of Epstein and Gaming. We're going to jump into what exactly what the Clearstone Online Gaming Fund is. What they presented to Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. And exactly if this Clearstone Gaming Fund is one that perhaps helped produce one of your favorite games.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, but is that is anything related to Clearstone supposed to be, private and confidential? Can anybody say that about online games, really?
That's what it says on there, Jakes, but as we're winding down the show, I say, as we all know, it's almost impossible to understand in the moment what you're caught up in. It could be social media. It could be Discord. It could be online gaming. Drix, all of these things have become compromised in one way or another in the modern era. Everything
Yeah.
steals your data and sells it to other people so they can sell you a waffle iron. It's awful.
Yeah.
But we here at CFM Radio, we hope that we give you enough insight into the goings on when we peel back the veil on things like this, when we peel back the veil on things like Microsoft Azure supplying the Israeli government with the cloud infrastructure via Xbox. We hope that things such as Chris Hansen himself going to CrimeCon and giving a huge presentation on the horrible things going on Roblox.
The Roblox abuse. All for the Robux.
All for the Robux. You know, it's all of these things. We hope to give you simply the context so that you can make educated decisions, support the developers, the publishers, and the games and game ideas that you want to see pushed forward in the games industry.
Yeah. Get the right foot forward, you know what I mean?
And of course,
I'm supporting small developers.
of course, always, it's all Drix and I are never just those guys. Hey, support the small guy. Hey, support the big guy. We will always, if we have the game in front of you, first of all, we're always going to tell you to play the game. Second of all, we're always going to give our honest opinions on the game when we give our reviews. Because, hey, man, it could be a Finding Frankie situation.
Yeah. Or it could be another great skate story.
Yes. So, with that, everybody, thank you for joining us. If you jumped in, listened to a song or two, listened to a story or two, doesn't matter. We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for showing up, and we will see you next week.
Yeah. I'm going to get back into some Tropico. I got an island to run.
Right, dude? I'm going to jump in. I'm probably going to jump into a game of Overwatch after this. Been playing a lot of that.
Yep, it's back, baby.
It's back, baby.
Please
And
ban the cat.
yes, dude, don't let. Hey, you know what? I'll say it like this, Drix. If you don't want to ban that cat, fine. Let the cat go crazy. Just let the cat run the game. That cat's just gonna run the fucking game. And you know what?
Yep.
That next game, you're gonna ban the cat.
Yeah. Cats do what they want, man. Can't tell them what to do.
Can't
they
tell
don't
him
take
what
orders.
to do. He's gonna take that shit and he's gonna drop you off the side later.
Oh, but isn't he cute, though?
I know.
Yep.
All right. Good night.
Later.